everyone, it's Jennifer from Flux. In this video, I'm going to show you how to crochet this absolutely beautiful spring celebration shawl. This is done with just 2 lovely yarn cakes, and we're going to be using a really easy stitch, just double crochet, single crochet stitches, and some chains, and that's it. I'm going to show you how to do it step by step and stitch by stitch. Our finished shawl measures about 14 inches wide and is about 62 inches long. However, you can really customize this as large or as small as you would like it to be. We're going to talk about stitch multiples, so you can make this wider or narrower, and then repeating the rows of our pattern we're going to learn just makes this longer or shorter. So you can really scale it however long or short or wide or narrow you want it to be. Now, before we get started, be sure and click on that subscribe button to get all the latest Flux video updates. I share full project tutorials like this one, stitch tutorials, and sometimes we just hang out and talk about crochet too. So if you haven't subscribed, be sure and hit that subscribe button to get all the latest Flux video updates. So let's jump in and crochet the Spring Celebration Shawl. For this project, you're going to need a pair of scissors, a tapestry needle to weave in any ends. A tape measure is super helpful, especially if you want to change up the sizing a little bit. We're going to talk about that later in the video. We're going to be using a 6mm J crochet hook for this. And now let's talk about this gorgeous yarn. I have 2 yarn cakes here in just beautiful spring colors, perfect for this project. This is called Mandala Ombre from Lion Brand. And again, I have 2 cakes of this. Each cake of this is 344 yards. And it is a medium 4 on the yarn weight scale. Now this particular yarn actually recommends a 5.5mm I crochet hook. If you notice, we're going up a size. I just thought that would give us a little bit more drape on our shawl. If you need to substitute yarn, we're using a total of 688 yards of this yarn. And just look for a medium 4 on the yarn weight scale. And you'll be just fine on that, okay? So 688 yards of a medium 4 weight yarn. And then just as a side note, if you want to look for this color is called Balance, and it does come in dye lots. So just look for matching numbers when you purchase to get the most even coloring as you work through your piece, okay? So 688 yards of that. Okay, so we have our first yarn cake started. Now I just wanted to point out as a side note, sometimes you pull the end and a blob comes out, but you'll use this little amount pretty quickly. So what I do is just kind of sit it on top and use it, and then eventually we'll get to the cake. Sometimes it comes out perfectly, sometimes you get a little extra yarn in there, but that's okay. So we're going to begin by doing a chain 52. Now, our stitch multiple is 3 plus 1. Ours is going to be 52 chains across. Now, if you need to change the width of your shawl, just work in multiples, like I said, of 3 plus 1. If you're not familiar with this concept, in order to scale your shawl wider or narrower, you just need to stay in that 3 plus 1. So when you're doing your starting chain, go 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 and so forth until you get about the width that you want with your chain. And then you add 1 more chain onto that, okay? So again, our starting chain we're going to do is 52. If you need to change it, that's totally fine. Feel free to adjust as needed. So to begin, we're going to put a slip knot on our hook. Wrap the yarn around your fingers to make a loop, and then I like to pinch it on the side there. Bring the yarn behind the loop, reach in with your hook, bring up a loop, and tighten. So to make a chain, wrap the yarn around the hook and bring it through the loop. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 50, 51, and 52, okay? So here's our starting chain, and again, it'll give you about an idea the size of the width of our shawl. So if you want to make it a little bigger or narrower, just adjust as needed using that 3 plus 1 multiple. Okay, so to begin row 1, what we're going to do is work a double crochet into the 4th chain from the hook. So this loop here on the hook already does not count. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So that 4th chain from the hook will work a double crochet. To make a double crochet, wrap the yarn around the hook, insert it into that chain, and bring up a loop. You'll have 3 loops on the hook. Wrap yarn around hook, bring it through the first 2 loops. Wrap yarn around hook, bring it through the last 2 loops, and that's the double crochet. Now in the same chain, we're going to work a single crochet. Insert the hook into that same chain, bring up a loop. You'll have 2 loops on the hook. wrap yarn around hook, bring it through both loops. Okay, and that's it. Then what we're going to do is chain 2, 1, 2. Then we're going to skip the next 2 chains, 1, 2. And then in the chain after that, we're going to repeat what we just did. So in that chain, work a double crochet. And in the same chain, work a single crochet. Just like that, okay? Then we're going to repeat this sequence all the way across. So you can see we have a little bit of an open space now that we've created with our stitches, okay? So let's repeat this sequence all the way across. We're going to do it together. If you feel like you're kind of picking it up and have memorized it, just follow. You can scroll across to row 2 if you need to, okay? But we're going to work through it together. So chain 2, skip 2 chains, and in the chain after that, work a double crochet. And in the same chain, work a single crochet. Just like that, okay? Once again, chain 2, skip 2 chains, and in the next chain, work a double crochet, and in the same chain, a single crochet, okay? We're just going to repeat this all the way across. Chain 2, skip 2 chains, and in the chain after that, work a double crochet. In the same chain, work a single crochet. Repeat, chain 2, skip 2 chains, and in the chain after that, work a double crochet. And in the same chain, work a single crochet. Chain 2, skip 2 chains. In the chain after that, work a double crochet. I'm just going to get a little bit more yarn here. In the same chain, work a single crochet. Chain 2, skip 2 chains. In the chain after that, work a double crochet. In the same chain, work a single crochet. Then chain 2, skip 2 chains. In the chain after that, work a double crochet. In the same chain, work a single crochet. Okay, once again, chain 2, skip 2 chains. In the chain after that, work a double crochet. In the same chain, work a single crochet. Chain 2, skip 2 chains. In the next chain, work a double crochet. In the same chain, work a single crochet, just like that. Chain 2, skip 2 chains. In the next chain, work a double crochet. Same chain, work a single crochet. Skip 2 chains. In the chain after that, work a double crochet. In the same chain, work a single crochet. Chain 2, skip 2 chains. In the chain after that, work a double crochet. Same chain, single crochet. Once again, chain 2, skip 2 chains. In the chain after that, double crochet. Same chain, single crochet. Chain 2, skip 2 chains. In the chain after that, double crochet. Same chain, single crochet. Chain 2, and now we're at the last 3 chains. So we're going to skip 2 chains, and in that very last chain, do the same thing. Double crochet and single crochet on that same chain, okay? So row 1 is complete. We have some nice, beautiful kind of open texture going on here. And now we're going to move on to row 2. Okay, so for row 2, what we're going to do, now row 2 is even easier. We don't have to count any chains like we did before. What we're going to do for row 2 is we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to turn our work. And then what we're going to do is we're going to skip over. Remember that single crochet we did in the previous row down here? You can kind of see it at the bottom. We're going to skip over that and go to the double crochet from the previous row. If you kind of open this up for this stitch, you can sort of see what you're working with here. So if you open it up, you can see that shorter single crochet and that taller double crochet. We're going to go in that double crochet from the previous row, and what we'll do is we'll work a double crochet into that stitch and also a single crochet into that same stitch. Okay, just like that. And so what we're doing is we're sort of stacking these up. Then we're going to chain 2. This is very similar to the previous row, except we're working in stitches and not chains. So we did a chain 2, then we're going to hop over that next single crochet from the previous row, and we're just working in these double crochets just for the entire rest of the shawl. So just so you know. But we're going to go to this double crochet from the previous row, and we're going to do the same thing. Work a double crochet into that stitch and also a single crochet into that stitch. Okay, just like that. And we're creating some beautiful open lattice texture. Okay, chain 2, skip over that single crochet and go right into that double crochet from the previous row. You can see it's a little bit taller. And we're going to work a double crochet and a single crochet all in that same stitch, okay? And we're just going to do this all the way across. So again, you can kind of hang out with me and we're going to work through this whole row together, or if you need to skip ahead, totally fine. Then we're going to chain 2. We're going to go to that next little grouping that we see, and in that double crochet from the previous row, work a double crochet into that and a single crochet on that same stitch. Okay, again, chain 2, hop over that single crochet from the previous row, go into the double crochet from the previous row, and work a double crochet and a single crochet on that same stitch. Okay, nice and easy, and it looks really pretty. Chain 2 and do the same thing. That double crochet from the previous row, work your double crochet and single crochet. Okay? All right, do the same thing. Skip over that single crochet from the previous row, go right into that double crochet from the previous row and work a double crochet into that, whoops, and a single crochet into that same stitch. Okay? Just like that. Just going to grab a little bit more yarn here. Okay, once again, chain 2 and do the same thing. Work a double crochet in that double crochet from the previous row and also a single crochet into that same stitch, okay? Some beautiful texture happening here, and this kind of watercolor look of our yarn shows it off really nicely. It gives it some great texture. Okay, chain 2. All right, skip over that single crochet and right into that double crochet from the previous row. We're going to work a double crochet and a single crochet, just like that. Chain, whoops. Chain 2, do the same thing. In that double crochet, work a double crochet, single crochet. I'm going to pick up a little bit more speed since we're kind of nearing the end here. We're going to chain 2, go in that double crochet from the previous row, work a double crochet and a single crochet. Just the same thing all the way across. Chain 2, hop over that single crochet, go in that double crochet from the previous row, and in that stitch, work a double crochet and a single crochet. Chain 2. Hop over that single, right into that double crochet from the previous row, work a double crochet and a single crochet, just like that. Chain 2. Okay, moving right along, we're just got a little ways to go. We're going to skip that single crochet, and then in this double crochet from the previous row, work a double crochet, single crochet, chain 2, hop over to that next double crochet, skipping over that single crochet, and do the same thing. Double crochet, single crochet, chain 2, work a double crochet, single crochet in that next double crochet from the previous row. Okay, then we're going to chain 2. And then here we are at the end. We have that last little grouping here that we created. You can see the single crochet from the previous row, and then the other one, it's kind of turned to the side a little bit because it's at the end. You can see, if you kind of pull it apart a little bit, you can see that's kind of like a loop there at the end, just kind of like curved off a little bit. And so do the same thing. Right in that last double crochet from the previous row, work a double crochet and a single crochet. And row 2 is complete. So let's look at our beautiful work. And you can see we have some lovely texture. And at some point soon, the colors are going to start playing out. Now, you could do a cake like I did and have the colors kind of do all the work. You can change colors as often as you want. It's totally up to you. You could stick with one color and really show off those stitches. So what we're going to do is just keep repeating row 2 over and over and over again until your shawl is as tall as you would like it to be. I'm going to keep going with mine until I've used up both of my yarn cakes, and then we'll rejoin and finish up our shawl and do a little bit of finish work. If you need to see row 2 again, you can always back up the video, and also if you want to slow it down, there's a slow motion feature on YouTube too. So again, just keep working row 2 over and over and over again until your shawl is as tall as you would like it to be. I'm going to keep going with mine and we'll rejoin in just a minute. Okay, just coming up to the end of the row, just working those last few stitches. And then we don't have enough yarn to keep going. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the yarn, leaving a tail for later. And I'm going to just clear that yarn out of the way. And then we can just fasten off with our yarn. So wrap the yarn around the hook and pull it through the loop and just tighten. Now I use 2 yarn cakes, so I'm going to have a couple of ends to deal with here. But you may have more or less depending on how you wanted to do your striping. So I'm going to just grab one of the yarn ends. Now, whenever you have these projects with lots of different colors, you'll want to keep your yarn tail. See how it's like that sky blue? We're going to try and keep it in this section here. If it starts traveling through some of these other colors, it will show and not blend in as nicely, okay? Now, this is a little bit more of an open stitch, so just be careful. Try to go through the middle of your yarn plies because, as you can see, this is reversible, okay? So we're just going to go in one direction here with our tail, staying in that blue section of yarn, and then we're going to come back in the other direction with our yarn, okay? And then we'll just do the same thing for all of our other tails. And then when you get it through, I give it a little bit of a tug and then snip it. And then when you straighten it out, it sort of disappears, okay? So then just look for any other tails that you may have and weave those in as well. Okay, so all of our ends have been woven in and it looks absolutely beautiful. The colors are playing out so nicely and the stitches are just interesting enough to give it some texture but not take away from that beautiful tonal spring palette that we're working here. So that is how you crochet the Spring Celebration Shawl. Thanks so much for watching and be sure and click the subscribe button to get all the latest Fiber Flux video updates. Thanks again.